Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am here at my vanity. My kitty cat Opie is here with me. A few of you have been asking how I do my makeup and to film a makeup tutorial. I never ever thought I would film a makeup tutorial. I grew up watching them, but I never thought I would do one. But since you guys asked, I completely understand wanting to know what products people use and how they use them. So if you want to see how I did this makeup, stay tuned. I will show you all the products that I use. So for starters, I washed my face and I just moisturized it. I used like a Korean, I think it's from the Face Shop. It's a rice ceramide moisturizer. And I don't use any primers. I have been using the L'Oreal Infallible foundation in the shade 405 for a lot of years. It's my favorite foundation. And I use 1.5 pumps, which I'm sort of running out, so kind of have to eyeball it today. I don't put it directly on my face because otherwise I end up putting too much. And I also don't like using the pump because it spills foundation on my clothes and I hate it. Because I can't get foundation stains out, like ever. So I just dot this around my face. And I know like 1.5 pumps is kind of a lot, but I like a heavy, as perfect a complexion as I can. You know, that 50s look was absolutely flawless, so I try. And like everyone, I just use a damp makeup sponge. Okay, so foundation, pretty good. So then I go in, before I set it with any powders, I use this Yolen, it's a lip and cheek mousse. I bought these, like, I saw the ads on Instagram, and I bought them for my lips. They're like a French beauty brand, and I was pretty disappointed in them. They are so drying on my lips. I can't even use them, but I've been using them on my cheeks, and they are quite pretty. This is in the shade Pivoine. And I like it on my cheeks, on the upper half. I use a lot of cheek color, so we're not done with them after this, but for starters, this is what we're going to use. And I just dot a little bit on the back of my hand, and I kind of start high up here on my cheek, and I kind of go all the way to my hairline, and then kind of just bring it down. Like that, and then the other side. Okay, so got some cheek color on. Next, I go in with powder. Now, I used to use, what was it? It was L'Oreal's Hydra Perfect translucent powder, and it was my absolute favorite. It was just wonderful, affordable at the drugstore. But it seems My local store has stopped carrying it, and it sort of seems like it's been discontinued because I looked online and it's like $50 a bottle on Amazon. So every product that I fall in love with gets discontinued, and it needs to stop. But so I've been using Coty Airspun, and I do like it. It's just not as lightweight, and it's a little more cakey, and maybe doesn't last as long. But I still like it, and it does have a wonderful vintage smell. The difference with this powder is I don't think that it swirls well on a brush. It works best with a puff. So I just use the puff that comes with it, and I just sort of dab into the skin. I don't kind of pull or tug, otherwise it can kind of like slide the makeup, and I don't want that. So I just dab it into the skin. Okay, I just sort of feel to make sure that like the makeup is set and I use enough powder, and it feels good. So then I move on to my eyebrows, and right now I'm using this e.l.f. Instant Lift brow pencil in the shade Auburn. For like about 6 months, maybe a little longer, I have been coloring my hair first with henna, and then like an indigo application over top of that, so I have very red tones. So Auburn works pretty well for me, and it has a little spoolie, so I just brush them. And then I go in and fill them in. I don't particularly like the shape of my natural eyebrows, so I try to help them, give them as much of like an arch that I can without looking too blocky. But okay, about as good as I can get them. Alright, so then I move on and I use an eyelid primer. I have very oily eyelids, so this is a step that I can't skip. I use the Milani eyeshadow primer, and I just dot a little bit on each eyelid. And I don't go all the way up to the eyebrow. I just sort of keep it in the lower half. and blend that out. Okay, so I've got an eyelid primer on, and then I go in with an eyeshadow, and this sort of changes every now and then, but it's almost always very similar. I like a very light, like ballet slipper pink shimmer on my eyelid. This one I got in an Ipsy bag years ago. Doesn't really have like a color name, but it's by Secret Society, and it's just called a quad palette. And I use this peachy pinky color. And what am I doing with that? I use my finger. And just on the lower half of the lid. Okay. So then I go in with a highlighter, and I use this ColourPop one, Smoke and Whistles Super Shock highlighter. And it looks like it's got a little eyeshadow on my eyelashes. Anyway, this is sort of like a creamy highlighter. I just use my ring finger and right there on the top of my cheek, and kind of like up to the brow bone. So it kind of gives a nice little shimmer there. Okay. So now I am just going to, I curl my eyelashes. I use, eyelash curler. I run it under hot water, dry it off real quick, and then curl my eyelashes. It just seems to give them a little extra oomph. So I'll be right back while I do that. Okay, eyelashes have been curled. So normally I go in and I put on my eyeliner, and I use a gel eyeliner in a pot from L'Oreal. This is the Lacquer Liner 24-hour L'Oreal Infallible in Blackest Black. My local drugstore stopped carrying this, so I have to order it online. I think gel eyeliners aren't popular anymore. They were very popular when I was a teenager. So I just use a little angled brush, and I'm gonna probably have to look in my hand mirror to do this, so I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I just get a little bit of product on the edge of the brush, and I brush the excess off on the sides. I don't want a ton of product. I just need my brush evenly coated and kind of packed down, and no bristles springing out anywhere they shouldn't be. And I start in the outer corner at the base of my lashes, and then I draw the wing out towards my tail of my eyebrow, and then back down in. So hopefully you guys can see this. Okay, so I sort of map out the wing, and I don't fill it in yet. I'm going to go back in, make sure that my brush is evenly coated, packed down, same song and dance, and then I go to the inner corner of my eye, and then I'm going to meet up in the middle. Okay, so it's kind of messy, but you can see I've left it hollow, and then I go in and I fill that in. Okay, so I filled it in, and then I go and do the other side. It's starting to rain again, and it's thundering outside. I don't know if you guys heard that. Okay, eyeliner is on. Now I move on to my eyelashes, and I don't know, but when I put on my eyeliner, I get a bunch of product on my eyelashes. And if I just go in straight with my mascara wand, they're gonna be like all wonky. So I always brush my eyelashes. They're all coming to say hi. So I brush the product that I just sort of messed all my eyelashes up with a clean spoolie, and I kind of put my finger underneath to make sure I'm brushing it off. Otherwise, this isn't doing anything. So probably looks a little silly, but okay. And the mascara that I've been using for a while now is this Bare Minerals Maximist, and I'm almost out. And I didn't have to buy this. Someone bought it for me in a 2-pack, a friend of mine, and I really love it. It does have a really big wand, which can be annoying, but I love the product, and I love how it makes my eyelashes just fan out. But it's like $22, and usually I don't spend that much money on my makeup products unless it's like a specialty lipstick or a specialty item. Something that I go through a lot, I don't spend that much, but this is a really good one. So we'll see. But again, black mascara, black eyeliner. And I focus on the base first, like down towards the root of my lashes. Okay, one eye is done. Go in and get the other. Okay, mascara is done. Now I move on to the lips. And no matter what lip color I'm wearing, whether it's a nude, a pink, a peach, a red, I always use like a Merlot or plum colored eyeliner. And this one is from Wet n Wild, and it's Plum Together is the color. This one is not exactly my favorite. It's kind of messy, and it's just sort of, it's not great, but the color is fine. And I'm going to kind of fix it with a lip brush. But I go and I line my lips, and then I go in with my lipstick. Okay, lip liner is done. I don't know what it is about the plum color, but it really makes my red lipstick just pop. So I don't use a red lip liner. I always use a plum or a wine colored, burgundy, Merlot, whatever you want to call it. That's my little trick. I don't know if it is a trick, but I love it. No going back. So I have a lot of favorite red lipsticks. And in my Get Ready With Me videos, and even some of my other videos, there are other reds, but the one that you'll see the most is Besame's Red Hot Red. And it is very, very powerful. It is just wonderful. Okay, so since the lipsticks come in kind of like this bullet shape, the way they wear down on my lips, they become a little bit less precise with the application, and that's okay. I don't mind. I love them. But I can't quite get it as close to the line as I would like. So I go in and I use a lip pencil, or I'm sorry, a lip brush, and I drag the lipstick closer to the lip liner line that I just drew in, and I just sort of try to perfect it and blend the two colors as best as I can. Okay, that's a little bit better. And I said I wasn't done with my cheeks earlier, and I meant it. So I always go in with whatever lipstick I am wearing. So yes, I do that sort of peachy pink color up here, and then I bring the lipstick color here. So I just dab a little bit on my finger, a bit. I rub it between the two. And it is very rosy. And sometimes if I want to seem like a all over rosy glow, I sort of put it around my hairline too. Nose as well. And I make sure that that's well blended. I like a very pink, rosy cheek. Alrighty, so that is, for the most part, my everyday makeup look that you see in my videos, with a few exceptions. If I want a little bit more dramatic of a look, I will put just the slightest bit of brown eyeshadow in the crease, just to kind of give them a little more depth, but that's just if I'm going out at night or want to seem more dramatic. But this is it. Maybe I'll try and bring you into the light a little bit better so you can see some of the details in better lighting. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like, and if you like my videos, go ahead and give me a subscribe, and let me know what you'd like to see next. I know you guys have asked for a hair tutorial, so I should get working on that. But thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.